This is the second review video of 3 that I plan to make of 4K disc releases pertaining to the NASA moon landings. This is a 2018 film First Man, directed by Damien Chazelle. This, as the name suggests, is the story of Neil Armstrong, the first man to set foot on the moon. The main focus of the film is really him and his wife Janet, and how the death of their daughter at the age of 2 really did affect Neil and drove him on to achieve what I regard as man's greatest achievement ever so far. This is based on the book by James R. Hansen, and although I've never read the book so I don't know how accurate it is, judging by this film it does look pretty accurate to me. Now, right from the very opening you know you're in for something special. You don't really know what is going on, but there's incredible sound effects, incredible visuals, and it's actually Neil Armstrong, played by Ryan Gosling, who's been released in his X-15 rocket plane, and he's blasting off to the edge of space. Something happens, and apparently he manages to rescue the situation, for which he gets many plaudits, and indeed lands the plane safely. That sets the scene for a film about a very special man, and it makes you realise really why he was chosen to be the first man to set foot on the moon. Everything in this looks so realistic. The filmmakers really did go the extra mile to make it so, and for a lot of the scenes where the actors are in craft or mock-ups of craft and they're acting to camera, they did that live in front of an LED wall, and everything is synchronized so the actors know exactly what's going on in front of them and they can give their best performances as a result. But also, when you've got that live on an LED wall, the lighting is absolutely right as well, so you haven't got to worry about lighting special effects later on. It's all there in camera, and that's maybe one of the reasons this film looks so good. It was shot on various formats, and most notably is the 15 perforation 70mm IMAX, what I call genuine IMAX, and that was used only for the sequence where they're leaving the lunar excursion module and going out onto the moon. So if you're like me and you project your videos as well as your films, and you've got moving masking, motorized masking, be prepared at that point to hit the button and open up the masking to get the full 1:8:5:1 effect. Now, of course, that would have been 1:4:3:1 in genuine IMAX theatres, but if they did that on video, we'd have a sudden reduction and we'd have black bars at the side, what I think they call pillar boxing. But there were other film formats in this. There was Super 16, there was 35, Super 35 I should say, and there was a format called Techniscope. Now, Techniscope is a 2-perf 35mm format, which means it only uses half the normal frame size of the 35mm film, which is normally 4 perfs. So I don't think that was a money-saving exercise in this one. I think it was more to match up to the Super 16 they shot on this film. There is also some VistaVision used in this film, and anyone that's been following my channel will know that that's horizontal 8-perf 35mm, so they really did deliberately vary the picture quality in here, and I think that was so when they were in the lunar excursion module ready to land on the moon, they were able to shoot in a lower format so that when it went to that full frame IMAX at cinemas, it really did hit you between the eyes. But despite all these wonderful film formats, this has a 2K digital intermediate master, so it's not a genuine 4K disc, but it does still look exceptionally good, which just illustrates once more how if you start off with a really good product, it does shrink down onto the video formats and onto these 4K and 2K discs. Now, the HDR gives the 4K the edge over the Blu-ray, but both are very good. And as technically brilliant as this film is, it's complemented perfectly by the score, which is just one of those scores, once you hear it, you can't get it out of your head for days. One minor gripe I have is the portrayal of Janet Armstrong. I think she's played really well by Claire Foy. It's just I can't believe that in real life she wasn't more supportive than how it's made out in this film. But other than that, this film is so good, it draws you in and it looks and feels totally convincing. The sound is Dolby Atmos and the aspect ratio is 2.4 to 1, apart from the IMAX moon landing sequence I've already mentioned. It had a budget of $59 million and it grossed $105 million. As I said, this was a 2K digital intermediate master, and as far as I know, I don't believe there were any genuine IMAX prints struck, but I'm happy to be corrected on that. In the next video review, I'm going to be taking a look at Apollo 13, which I think might just have the edge over the previous two films. So stay tuned for that one. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and perhaps consider subscribing so I'll be encouraged to create more content like this in the future. Till the next one, bye bye for now.